welcome to a new series on Eat Your Backyard called What's Growing On. I've purchased 50 6-inch pots, and I'm going to clear this area and begin growing many different things and track their growth to show you, demonstrate now, after years of having this channel, how to grow things right from scratch all the way through. This will be at least weekly, probably much more than that. As I add to the collection of 50 things, I'll probably do good 20 or 30 different types of plants grown from seeds, cuttings, all kinds of things. If you have ideas, please leave them in the comments. I hope you're looking forward to this new series and the first edition, where I will clear out this space, which is kind of a janky side of my yard, into a nice place where we can have some pots and keep progress here. This gets enough light in the summer, but a little bit of shade down lower, so it won't be hard to shade it if we need to. It's not far from a good water source right there, so I can keep it watered. Doesn't really get a lot of direct sprinkler spray, so I don't have to worry about the salt. So this is a good spot. It's also under this beautiful tree-formed sea grape that I've been growing for quite some time, which will provide a good amount of shade and also allow me to tree form it to suit our needs. So this is good. Okay, so this is the first introductory video on a series I've entitled What's Growing On. And in order to facilitate this, I purchased a set of 50 6-inch pots, which you'll see here. Just plastic pots. And to have enough of them, because I want to grow 50 things. There we go. So here they are. Fill them up with soil and etc., etc. In order to do this series, I built a little thing which I'll continue to expand. Just some 2x4s, scrap wood that I had, a fence panel that fits these pots, and a bamboo here to prevent them from tipping backwards. And then I'll probably add more as I get more pots in here. I had to do some pretty major trimming on this sea grape here. I released the rope that I'd been holding and it immediately just collapsed to the ground, so I trimmed it way back and still tied it up, but that's better. It'll get more sunlight and I'll be able to work. So in this episode, I'm just going to use the soil, which by the way links to this in the description as well. This is what I use, just the Miracle-Gro potting soil. It is something that they say feeds for 6 months, more blooms color. I've certainly found it to be very good. So I'm using that in these 50 pots, and I would challenge you to also start a little area. I mean, this was not very expensive to do. Here are all the supplies. Now, everything else that I'm going to get is stuff that I'll just find around in the yard. There's a lemon. You can see we've got mulberries here, star fruit. So just look around, and we start to just in proximity of here find things that we could easily take a cutting from. Certainly hibiscus will grow from a cutting, but yucca, without a doubt. Oh, look, there's even a pup. Sugarcane, so it goes on and on, but I'm going to grow palm trees and fruit trees and all kinds of things. Would love to hear what kinds of things you're interested in seeing put in the pot first, so we can start see what's growing on, and then I plan on tracking it you know, at least weekly, but probably many more times a week, and I hope everybody will get involved. Okay, so here's the garden hack you waited for. Everybody should have a garden shovel, and as we prepare to place this soil into these pots, the right shovel is this little kid's beach sand shovel, really, for most of these potting applications. You can get the ones that are too small, but this is what you want. As you notice, they'll fill the pot quite easily, get into the bag quite easily without having to bend over. You have a nice long wooden pole. They actually work out great. You just rinse them off and they last forever. So that's your garden hack 2020. Get a kid's beach shovel. It'll change your life for potting plants. And to kick it off, we're going to get some cuttings from one of my favorites, the Dracaena. And since I'm so confident that these Dracaena will grow, there's some, I'm only going to take one cutting of each, but I'm going to grow 5 varieties to start. Alright, so let's go into the jungle and find some. I'm going to try to find some with a little bit of woodiness to it. I'm going to start with the Song of India. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a bunch of cuttings and then I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so let's look at what we got. Alright, Song of India, Song of Jamaica. Same kind of variety, just no variegation. I'm not sure what this is called. It's got some berries on it. This is the tricolor. And I just cut a little tiny nub of that. And then here's what I call the pink. And that was the smallest cutting I could get. It had just kind of come up. So they all kind of share a similar quality. They've got a little bit of woodiness in them. And just one stalk. So I'll go ahead and remove the bottom leaves. What I'm going to do is take off all these bottom leaves. They just break right off. See? You just can, with the lightest pressure, pull them right off clean. And expose the growth, and I'll show you what they look like after I'm done. Okay, so that's what the finished product looks like, all 5 of them, and it's really quite the simple process. I haven't really done anything. Wait for the end of the video, I'll show you the final most important step. Hey, here we go. I just kind of jam it in there, not so it's touching the bottom, just a little bit, have it growing generally upright. Pack it in ever so slightly. The water will pack it in more, and there you have it. Alright, let's try this again. Here we go, the old Song of India. Same idea. Pound it down. Don't have to overthink it. We're getting there now. I'm going to try this big boy now. I'm going to actually pack it in a bit. It gets inside the leaves here. Okay. That's kind of nice looking too. And this one actually has 2 little branches on it. I'm going to leave that. Bury it so that the joint where those 2 branches are under the soil. That's good. Well, look at that. We've already got quite the collection, don't we? Then finally this one, and I didn't actually pull up any of these just because it was so little. Let's give this one a try like this one. Yeah. I'm going to actually bury it somewhat under the level of where the trunk was. We'll see how that goes. I think it'll go just fine. There you go. So, just like that, the first episode of What You Got Growing On, what we've got growing on is lots of types of Dracaena. And if you're interested in these types of Dracaena, you can easily get them online and then get to the point where you're propagating cuttings. What a joy. In the next episode, we'll see what we can fill these with, and we'll also check back to see how they're doing. So hey, thanks for watching. Eat Your Backyard. Please subscribe, click the notification bell. I hope to see you back soon.